1. Imagine a life where your happiness doesn't rise and fall with someone else's affection. Where missed calls, unread messages, or unreturned glances don't shake your peace of mind. That's not a fantasy, it's exactly what Stoic philosophy teaches us to pursue. In today's world, we often tie our emotional well-being to the reactions we receive from others. We feel validated when someone pays attention to us and deflated when they don't. But Stoicism invites us to unhook our happiness from that fragile chain. The Stoics believed that true contentment comes from within. They taught that we should never place our emotional stability in the hands of people or circumstances outside our control. This doesn't mean becoming cold or emotionally distant. It means understanding that while love and connection are important, they shouldn't define your self-worth. When your mood depends on someone else's presence or approval, you give them power over your peace. Instead, Stoicism guides us to focus inward, on our thoughts, our choices, and our values. That's where real strength lies. When you develop a grounded sense of self, you become more resilient to the emotional ups and downs caused by others. You stop asking, "Do they like me?" and start asking, "Am I living with integrity today?" That subtle shift puts your happiness back in your hands. The most powerful kind of peace is the kind that doesn't get shaken by someone leaving, ignoring, or disappointing you. It's a peace rooted in who you are, not what someone else thinks of you. And ironically, when you live like this, others begin to notice. Your calm confidence becomes magnetic. But more importantly, you're no longer waiting for others to make you feel whole. You already are. 2. Emotional self-control isn't about ignoring your feelings, it's about not letting them control you. In a world where people constantly react to every message, comment, or rejection, Stoicism offers a much-needed pause. This ancient philosophy teaches that while emotions are natural, we don't have to become slaves to them. Our power lies not in avoiding emotions, but in choosing how we respond to them. When someone pulls away, ignores you, or fails to meet your expectations, it's easy to spiral into doubt or anxiety. But Stoics remind us, your peace should never depend on someone else's behavior. You may not be able to control what others do, but you always have control over how you react. And that is where your strength lies. Emotional independence doesn't mean shutting down. It means recognizing your feelings without being ruled by them. It's the difference between feeling disappointment and becoming consumed by it. Between noticing someone's absence and losing yourself in longing. When we master this inner balance, we stop giving away our power to every external influence that comes our way. Think about it, when you're constantly chasing reassurance or reacting to every emotional wave, you're not truly in control. You're surviving, not living. Stoicism helps you reverse that pattern. It trains you to anchor your peace in your own values, not the moods or actions of others. Ironically, people are most drawn to those who aren't easily shaken. Emotional self-mastery makes you more stable, confident, and attractive, not just in relationships, but in life. And the more you develop this skill, the less you feel the need to prove yourself or win someone's attention. You begin to radiate calm strength, and that's what makes you unforgettable. True emotional power comes when you can feel everything, but choose your response with wisdom. 3. If you want to become truly unforgettable, start by improving yourself. In relationships, it's easy to believe that we need to do something to make someone miss us. But Stoic philosophy flips that idea on its head. It teaches that the most powerful way to make a lasting impact on others isn't through chasing them, it's through becoming the best version of yourself. When you focus on your own growth, mentally, emotionally, physically, you become someone worth remembering. You develop depth, purpose, and confidence, not because you're trying to impress anyone, but because you value yourself. That kind of self-respect is magnetic. Stoicism encourages us to pour energy into the things we can control. You can't control how someone feels about you tomorrow. But you can control how you live today. You can build discipline, expand your knowledge, pursue your goals, and cultivate inner peace. These acts of self-improvement create a quiet, undeniable power. People notice it. They admire it. And ironically, it's often when you're no longer trying to be noticed that you become impossible to forget. This doesn't mean you cut off from others or act like you don't care. It means you stop making others the center of your world. You stop waiting for validation and instead give that energy to your own progress. Over time, you become more fulfilled, more passionate, and far more attractive to others. Remember, the person who's chasing purpose, mastering their craft, and living with intention doesn't have to chase love. Love tends to find them. So instead of asking, how can I make them miss me, ask, how can I become someone who I admire? That mindset will change everything. Because the most irresistible people aren't needy or performative. They're focused, grounded, and driven, not by attention, but by personal excellence. That's the kind of energy people remember, and miss. 4. Being emotionally independent doesn't mean you stop caring, it means you stop depending. There's a big misconception that detachment equals indifference. But Stoic philosophy teaches something far deeper, the ability to love fully without losing yourself in the process. Emotional independence is about standing strong in your own identity, even in the face of affection, rejection, or uncertainty. It doesn't require you to shut your heart or avoid intimacy. Instead, it allows you to experience connection from a place of strength, not need. The Stoics didn't suggest we should live without emotion, they encouraged us to live with mastery over it. When you're emotionally dependent, your peace rises and falls with someone else's mood, attention, or presence. But when you're emotionally independent, you can enjoy a relationship without being consumed by it. You can care deeply, while still remaining whole. This is what makes emotional independence so powerful, it allows you to give without fear. Love without expectation, and walk away when something no longer serves your values. It's not about building walls, it's about building a solid foundation within yourself. From there, all your relationships become healthier, more balanced, and more genuine. People often confuse calm with coldness. But the truth is, emotional independence brings a calm warmth, a presence that is rooted, confident, and secure. You're not distant, you're deliberate. You don't react out of fear or insecurity. You respond with clarity and self-respect. And ironically, this grounded energy is exactly what draws others in. While emotional dependency often repels, emotional balance attracts. Why? Because people feel safe with someone who doesn't need them to feel whole. So no, emotional independence doesn't make you cold, it makes you strong, centered, and emotionally available in the most honest way. You stop grasping, and instead, you start giving from abundance. That's not indifference. That's real, resilient love. 5. There's a strange truth about human connection, the less you chase it, the more powerful it becomes. When you're constantly trying to be missed, noticed, or validated, your energy shifts, you become focused on pleasing others instead of being yourself. But Stoicism offers a refreshing, counterintuitive truth. When you stop trying to make someone miss you and start living a life that you find meaningful, you naturally become more magnetic. Why? Because people are drawn to authenticity. They sense when you're confident, focused, and content with who you are. And nothing creates more curiosity and admiration than someone who doesn't need attention to feel whole. When you're centered in your own purpose, developing yourself, pursuing passions, living with integrity, you're no longer waiting on anyone's reaction. You're too busy living fully. And ironically, that's what makes people take notice. You become the person who doesn't just want to be missed, you become someone worth missing. Stoicism teaches us to turn inward for fulfillment. Instead of crafting strategies to stay on someone's mind, we cultivate virtue, wisdom, and personal excellence. We improve ourselves not to get a reaction, but because it's the right thing to do. And from that self-respect comes a quiet power. The kind of power that lingers in someone's memory without you even trying. You don't have to chase attention to be unforgettable. Let your presence, your peace, and your growth speak for you. Let the life you're building make the noise. So stop asking how to make them miss you. Ask how to become so complete, so present, so at peace with yourself, that their absence no longer defines your worth. That's the kind of transformation Stoicism inspires. And that's when people truly begin to miss you, not because you begged for it, but because your energy changed, and they can feel it. 6. Change is the only constant, and Stoicism teaches us to welcome it, not fear it. So many of us spend our lives trying to resist change, control outcomes, or hold on to the familiar. But the Stoics believed that true peace comes not from clinging to stability, but from accepting the natural flow of life. To live according to nature, as the Stoics said, is to recognize that everything around us, people, circumstances, emotions, is in constant motion. Relationships evolve, feelings shift, seasons pass. When we resist this, we suffer. When we accept it, we grow. Change doesn't mean loss, it means transformation. And with the right mindset, every change becomes an opportunity to realign with your values. Reflect on your direction, and refine who you are becoming. The Stoics didn't see change as something to endure, they saw it as the very condition of life. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "Observe constantly that all things take place by change, not with fear, but with calm understanding." When you embrace change, you stop trying to force life to fit your expectations. You become more adaptive, more resilient, and less emotionally shaken when things don't go your way. And ironically, this flexibility makes you stronger, not weaker. It allows you to navigate uncertainty with grace rather than desperation. Think about it, when someone changes, or a relationship shifts, do you crumble, or do you adjust? Stoicism teaches you to adjust. To honor the moment for what it is, rather than what you wish it would be. Living according to nature means you stop fighting reality. You flow with it. You accept that things begin, things end, and in between is the space where you grow. This perspective doesn't make life easier, but it makes you stronger. So next time life changes course, don't resist it. Let it teach you. Let it mold you. Because embracing change is not giving up control, it's taking back your power in the most profound way. 7. We spend so much energy trying to control everything, people, outcomes, emotions, hoping that if we manage every detail, we'll finally feel secure. But the truth is, the more we try to control life, the more anxious we become. Stoicism offers a powerful shift in perspective. Happiness doesn't come from control, it comes from letting go. The Stoics taught that while we can't control what happens around us, we can always control how we respond. That's where our real power lies. When you let go of the need to shape every outcome, you stop fighting reality, and start flowing with it. You stop reacting out of fear and start living with intention. Trying to control people, how they feel, what they do, whether they stay, is a recipe for frustration. You can't force someone to love you, to miss you, or to treat you a certain way. But you can choose how you show up. You can choose your values, your mindset, and your peace. Letting go doesn't mean giving up. It means choosing where to focus your energy. Instead of obsessing over the future or regretting the past, you stay grounded in the present moment. You stop chasing certainty and start embracing clarity, clarity about who you are and what truly matters. This mindset shift is liberating. When you release your grip on things beyond your control, your stress fades. Your confidence grows. You stop waiting for others to bring you peace and realize you've had it within you all along. Ironically, when you stop trying to control everything, life becomes more manageable. People feel more drawn to your calm energy. Relationships improve. And you begin to feel truly free, not because everything is perfect, but because you're no longer a prisoner to what you can't control. So stop clenching. Let go. Trust that your strength lies not in force, but in flow. Because real happiness doesn't come from holding on tighter, it comes from knowing when to release. 8. Gratitude and self-awareness are the foundation of a resilient, peaceful life. In a world obsessed with what's missing, Stoicism teaches us to focus on what we already have, and more importantly, who we already are. While many chase happiness in external success or validation, the Stoics believe joy begins with appreciation and clarity within. Gratitude grounds us. It shifts our attention away from what we lack and helps us recognize the blessings already present. Whether it's your health, your mind, a quiet morning, or even the strength to endure hard days, there's always something worth being thankful for. And this mindset changes everything. When you start your day with gratitude, you approach life with less desperation and more contentment. You stop chasing more and start valuing enough. But gratitude isn't complete without self-awareness. The Stoics emphasize the importance of knowing yourself, your values, your emotions, your habits. Without this understanding, we're easily swayed by outside influences. We get caught in cycles of comparison, insecurity, and impulsive choices. But when you regularly reflect on your thoughts and actions, you begin to live with intention. You make choices that align with who you truly are, not who the world tells you to be. Gratitude softens the heart. Self-awareness strengthens the mind. Together, they keep you rooted when life tries to pull you in every direction. You become less reactive, more reflective. You stop asking, "What do others think of me?" and start asking, "Am I proud of how I'm showing up today?" And here's the irony, when you live this way, grounded in appreciation and clarity, you become more attractive to others. Not because you're performing, but because your peace is rare. Your presence is steady. Your energy is authentic. So practice gratitude daily. Reflect often. Journal. Sit in silence. Take walks without distraction. Ask yourself hard questions, and answer them honestly. That inner work isn't just self-care, it's self-respect. And when you do it consistently, you'll find something even deeper than happiness. Peace that doesn't depend on anyone else. 9. A meaningful life isn't built on achievements, attention, or applause, it's built from within. The Stoics understood this centuries ago. And their message still resonates today. True purpose isn't something you find out there, it's something you create by aligning your actions with your values. We live in a world that constantly tells us we need to be more and have more to matter. More followers. More success. More approval. But the Stoic perspective offers a radical shift. It teaches us that meaning doesn't come from chasing the world's validation, it comes from living in integrity with ourselves. When you know what you stand for, when your daily actions reflect your deepest principles, you don't need others to tell you you're enough. You feel it. You stop asking whether your life looks impressive, and instead ask whether it feels right. And that's the kind of fulfillment no external reward can replace. Creating a meaningful life means choosing substance over noise. It means doing the work that may not get likes or recognition but matters to you. It's about being kind when no one is watching. Staying disciplined when no one is pushing you, and holding yourself accountable, not because someone's watching, but because you are. This path doesn't guarantee comfort. In fact, it often means going against the crowd. But it leads to something far deeper, a quiet confidence, a steady purpose, and a kind of peace that can't be shaken by changing trends or shifting opinions. When you live this way, others will notice. Not because you're flashy, but because you're real. Your consistency, your values, your calm presence, they speak louder than words. So stop searching for meaning in the external. Look within. Ask, what kind of life would make me proud, even if no one else saw it? And then start building it, one intentional step at a time. Because when meaning comes from within, no one can take it from you. 10. Stoicism isn't a quick fix, it's a lifelong path to unshakable peace. In a culture addicted to instant results and emotional highs, Stoicism reminds us that lasting peace isn't found in shortcuts, distractions, or external validation. It's built slowly. Through daily practice, self-discipline, and the commitment to live by principle, not impulse. The Stoics didn't promise a life free of pain. On the contrary, they embraced hardship as a natural part of being human. But what they did promise was that with the right mindset, you could face anything: loss, change, conflict, rejection, and remain centered. That kind of peace doesn't come overnight. It's forged through consistent reflection, conscious choices, and inner strength. Living stoically means accepting that emotions will come and go, but they don't have to control you. It means choosing virtue when it would be easier to choose comfort. It means focusing on your own thoughts and actions, what you can control, rather than obsessing over what you can't. This long-term approach pays off in the moments that matter most. When life surprises you, when relationships shift, when plans fall apart. While others spiral in panic or blame, the Stoic remains calm, not because they feel nothing, but because they've trained their mind to respond with clarity and strength. Stoicism isn't about becoming emotionless, it's about emotional resilience. It's not about avoiding life, it's about engaging with it fully, but on your own terms. It's about creating a peace that doesn't rely on perfect conditions, but on a strong foundation within yourself. And the beauty of this path is that anyone can walk it. You don't need wealth, status, or approval, just the willingness to grow a little stronger, a little wiser, each day. You may not see dramatic change overnight, but over time, you'll notice, you react differently, think more clearly, and carry yourself with quiet confidence. That's the kind of peace Stoicism builds, one thought, one action, one day at a time.